Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is just going to be a work weekend, just working on like schoolwork, and as you guys know, it is my senior year at high school and I still do have some hard classes. So yeah. So what I'm gonna show you guys first is actually my calendar and what I keep track at to just cross off days, self-satisfaction. So today's the 17th. You guys know it's a work day, September 17th, and then I have like my physics test and then like a day off in 2 weeks. And like what's really cool about this calendar is it actually has like an area for reminders and notes, and it also has a preview for like the next 2 months, so it's really good. And then the next thing I'm going to show you guys is basically my tasks, my to-do list, what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to work on my anatomy lab report, then my English, then my physics, and then my algebra 2, and then my geometry, and maybe so basically I'm going to do algebra 2 and algebra 1 and geometry just to like catch up on like math. And then biology and AP stats is like later thing. And then like some of the stuff I'm going to do is read, do like Quranic translation, clean up the room, and do college Common App because you guys know it's a senior. And the last thing is make sure to relax and breathe while you're doing it. Everything will be okay. And actually, last thing, I actually ordered a book from the library, so it's called The Secret History. I've been always wanting to read again, so I've had this habit of reading since 7th grade, but after that I like stopped reading after 7th, and I want to start reading, and I'm senior now, and it's kind of like a bit free but not really. So I did do a lot of research on like a lot of people's TBRs, and I did find The Secret History, but we're going to start off with that, and we'll see how well that goes. So after we've done that, I've actually, in about an hour 30 minutes, I finished my anatomy lab, so that's something to check off our list, which is good. Next, we're off to our English journal response, and as you guys know, we're in English seminar class, so we're reading Othello by Shakespeare, and that's just some messy notes from the film, and then I'm gonna have to do a comparison to the play, so that's just the regular prompt that's given by the teacher, and we have to answer that. And the minimum amount of minutes is about 30 minutes or so yeah, I'm gonna have to get that done, and we're gonna do it right there. Okay, after about like 35 minutes, I gave it around 35 minutes writing about Act 3, Scene 3, and that scene was actually pretty interesting compared to the film, so I wrote about like 2.5 pages. So I hope that's like good enough for the teacher, and I hope that suffices. And so as we're here, we're finding it and then comparing it, and that's the work for the journal response. Maybe it's page 2.5 because I wrote bigger. Alright, now second thing, check off the list, which is great. And for this, I'm going to skip off physics because that's a lot of work, and we're going to do algebra 1 and geometry, so I'm going to work on algebra 1 first. I'm actually in calculus 2 or statistics, and those classes like higher up, but I wanted to review my basics because I'm going to be going to college, and then if I take calculus 1 again or whatever math class I am placed in, then I want to do well at that, and it's good to brush up on your basic math skills. So we're going to be working on variables, and that was actually pretty easy, so I flew through that, and I also put my videos at ×2 speed because Sal is pretty slow. No offense, Sal. And this is what we've got done after about 40 minutes. I got 2 things done, so that was great. So algebra 1 is off the list. That is 3 things off the list, and next we're actually going to be working on geometry, which is translations and rotations. And to let you guys know, I actually didn't end up finishing rotations because I kind of had translations actually took me forever to do, so I only ended up doing translations and not rotations, and that took me about an hour and a half. And then by then it was pretty late, so biology and AP stats was already a choice to do because those are like extra stuff, so we're just gonna focus more on physics because that's more important, and then we're gonna read, do some Quranic translation, and yeah, so we're good to go. After what seemed forever, which was, I'm going to be working on chapter 18 because I'm in physics 2, so electric forces and electric fields. I've already taken notes, and this is just rereading concepts and briefing over them. It is kind of hard, but not really. I feel like you have to like reread and solve problems to understand. physics. So yeah, after like physics, I had to take a break. Well, in the middle of physics, I had to take a good break and have a snack or some sort of healthy thing. So we're just gonna be washing some strawberries, and yeah, just a little close-up view of strawberries. Okay, we're gonna put that to the side, and now we're going to wash some blueberries. And I was going to add bananas in there, but bananas were not like ready yet. Like, we bought bananas yesterday, but they're still green, so we have to give it some time. And the bananas from last week were actually already finished, but I wanted to put that in there. And something I do like to do, but I didn't do it this time because I wasn't feeling too well, was to basically put lemon and sugar in my fruit salad, and that's like, it tastes like really good. Or an alternate thing you guys could do is put like heavy cream in it and put some sugar in it. It tastes really, really good, guys. So yeah, we're just gonna pick up some grapes so you guys can see that really closely. Guys, I love green grapes over purple grapes. Let me know in the comments what you guys like better. And here's some blueberries, fresh blueberries and strawberries. So yeah, now we're going to be placing those into a bowl. So we're gonna do that. I'm just trying to find something here. I don't know what I was actually doing, to be honest. I was trying to find a silver bowl, but I couldn't, so I decided to put it in a big plate, which kind of didn't make sense. But to be honest, I love this plate, but it was like very little fruit, so you guys are gonna see later, like, it's going to look really weird. So I just got like a big chunk of grapes. Some of it fell out in the sink too. And then a couple of strawberries. And we're gonna add a handful of blueberries, and we're going to eat that as a snack. And then after that, I'm just going to do a little view of the plate, and you guys are gonna see the really beautiful, colorful fruit plate. I wish I had more fruits on there. Probably would have looked more better for YouTube, you know what I mean? Wait, but to be honest, so this is actually how I eat fruits. I put them all together, and I usually cut them and put them into a bowl and like put lemon and sugar in it. But this time I just didn't cut anything. I just ate everything separately. I actually made a really nice bridge. Yeah. And I also ate fruits in the morning as well, so I was kind of just full from that. And yeah. And then for lunch, after 30 minutes or so, I went to go eat traditional like peas and meat with like bread. And that tasted like really good. Definitely recommend if you could make that. And now we're just back to physics. So we finished that, which was like after 2 hours, and this is like my notes. So basically how I organized my my first hand of notes is just like for a grade. So I literally just like write important stuff, but I don't really like pay attention to it too much, you know what I mean? I do pay attention to it, but I don't really understand it, so I have to always come back to it after a week later of discussing class and do my own notes again. So what I like to do is like visualize, and for each area I like to put in like visualizations, some really important parts that will actually need and definitions. So I usually, as you guys can see, I put some examples up there, some like difference between conductors and insulators, and then the Coulomb's law was at the end, and that's where we're going to leave off. I basically put a word box, a word bank for each letter and how it represents. And then tomorrow we're basically going to do 18.6 and continue. So that basically means we're done with physics, and that was already like 3 hours of physics, because I literally digested and went word by word and followed examples, and I actually understood it, so that was good, but it was pretty time consuming, so I had to take breaks in between. And now our thing is going to be the first sticky note, which is like Quranic translation and memorization. I've already memorized from the back, from like Surat al-Nas and forward, like 16 juz from there, and then I stopped and started to come from like the first juz, which is kind of like confusing. But what I like to do now is to learn the translation, so I do like half a page of memorization and then like learn and understand the translation. So I used to memorize more, but I never did translation with it, but I want to do translation. So a good thing I do is like there's a lot of words in the Quran that are pretty repetitive, like For example, qala, we know that it is said. But some of the words I don't really know, so I actually write it down. And the meaning, I write the meaning down as well. And I separate it by ayah, so like 265. So yeah. And now, after 40 minutes of that, we are finally at our end, which I'm going to be reading The Secret History. Also, guys, side note, you don't always have to get through your goals to be successful. It's all about the process and being able to get through something at least throughout the day, even if it wasn't the most productive or if it was the least productive or the most productive. It doesn't really matter. It's about being proud of yourself for making at least some goals. Like some of the things I actually didn't end up doing was like baking and reading. It's like pretty late too, and cleaning up. So that can always happen later. And also make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.